Hi everyone, it's Sonia here. Well, I have good news for unjabbed Canadians who want to travel. Yeah, you can get a religious exemption if you take an oath that you're a member of the Satanic Temple. No, I'm not kidding. Seriously, this is one of those you can't make this shit up stories. And it's absolutely true. Disclaimer, this video is about Canadian law and it's not to be construed as advice regarding vaccination or as medical advice or as spiritual guidance. If you like the video, thank you for hitting like. Thank you for your support on Patreon that keeps my channel going. Also, I want to let you know that BioTrust is having their special again of up to 51% off Keto Elevate MCT oil powder. You just put a scoop of this powder in your coffee or your yogurt or your smoothie, and it delivers the ketones that you need to fuel your body and your brain because it's made with all caprylic acid, which has the most readily absorbed ketones for your body to use. So if you love Keto Elevate and you want to take advantage of this special offer, please check out the link below. So as you may know, Canada has some very rigid restrictions when it comes to travel and vaccination, as in you cannot board a flight or a train in Canada domestically or internationally if you have not been fully vaccinated. This applies to everyone who is over the age of 12 years plus 4 months. When this was announced, Trudeau did say that it would be possible to get a religious exemption, but he also said that it would be very difficult and it would be a very arduous process. In addition, a number of provincial human rights commissions have taken the position that objection to vaccination for personal reasons is not a protected ground under their respective code and does not need to be accommodated. So yes, our provincial human rights commissions basically agree that your religious convictions and your personal beliefs and your desire to travel, these are no longer rights. These are just privileges. That's pretty much how it is here in Canada these days with most of our charter rights when it comes to this whole COVID vaccine thing. Applications for sincere religious beliefs may be considered on a case-by-case basis. Your request to an airline, railway, or cruise line must clearly demonstrate your sincere religious belief, how it prevents you from being vaccinated, and be signed by a commissioner of oath. So you literally have to go before a commissioner of oath and pledge that these are your true religious beliefs. And then you have to submit that to your travel provider. However, leaders and members of a number of religions and religious denominations have released public statements indicating their support for the COVID vaccine, specifically in the interest of public health. And these include all those on this list, which are representing most or many of the major religions. So none of these religions, you're belonging to them in and of itself, cannot qualify you for an exemption. However, there is one religion that will qualify you for an exemption, and that is being a member of the Satanic Temple. Not to be confused with the Church of Satan, on a side note. Yes, if you are a member of the Satanic Temple, you'll probably get approved for your religious exemption, and there is a very specific reason why. So there are 7 fundamental tenets of the Satanic Temple, and number 3 is one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. So in this particular religion, it specifically says in the fundamental tenets that no one can tell you what to do with your body other than you yourself. It is really a question of my body, my choice being enshrined in the fundamental tenets of the Satanic Temple.
For a religious-based exemption to be acceptable, it really does need to be grounded in the doctrine and creed of that faith.
So for this reason, if you go to the Commissioner of Oath and pledge that you're a member of the Satanic Temple and then submit that to your airline, you have a really good chance. In fact, I think that it would be almost impossible for them to refuse because it is so clearly part of the fundamental tenets of the religion. Say yes to travel if you say yes to Satan. And as you see here, it says nothing actually about the vaccine. It just says that your body, your choice. So apparently they would have to respect that because it's pretty clear cut. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, if all these religions here, and I know that there's a lot of people in many of these religions that are bothered by the mandates and that don't want the vaccines, but these people are all going to have a very difficult time getting an exemption. And on the other hand, all you got to do is pledge allegiance to the temple of Satan, and you're probably going to be fine. Well, there you have it. This is Canadian law. They're going to have to respect it. So I don't think that a lot of Christians are going to try to pass themselves off as Satanists. But I mean, if there's any members of the Satanic Temple out there, I just want to give you a heads up. And if you use it, let me know how it goes. I'm pretty sure it'll go just fine. Okay, I'm going to explain something to you about the Satanic Temple, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way and think that this means that I'm promoting them. But as they say, they're not to be confused with the Church of Satan, founded by Anton Szandor LaVey. The Temple of Satan, they're what you would call secular humanists. So I think that they're actually something like atheists. Like, they don't really believe that there is God or Satan. So the way that I look at them, and always have, is they're kind of trolling. A lot of what they do was like in reaction to what Christians, evangelicals do. I think that the Temple of Satan, in a way, they're just like the biggest trolls that have ever lived on this earth, because they purposely call themselves the Temple of Satan just to piss off the Christians. When maybe they don't even really believe in Satan. I mean, you'd have to go and look at the stuff on there. When you go and look at their site, it's weird that it says the mission of the Satanic Temple is to encourage benevolence and empathy. That's weird. That doesn't sound like Satan. Reject tyrannical authority. Okay, actually, I'm kind of down with that one. Advocate practical common sense. Oppose injustice. Since when does Satan oppose injustice? And undertake noble pursuits. Huh, that's weird. I mean, I'm very uncomfortable looking at the stuff on their website. To me, if you're using the Satan logo and you're saying you're satanic, you are satanic, even if you think you're a good person and you oppose injustice and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, I'm down with a lot of these things here. Like, you don't have to be a Satanist, obviously, to practice these things. These are all also things that Christians do. And yet, no, I would not align myself with a religion that aligns itself with Satan in any way. But why they do this is to get a rise out of people, even though they themselves are probably kind of like atheists. They don't believe there's God, and they don't believe there's Satan. So for them, I guess they think it's harmless to use this kind of imagery. Actually, I can't even look at it anymore. And that's what they want. They want to upset people. They want to piss people off. They're like, yeah, in your face. We're all about not following your religion, and so we're the Satanic Temple, and they have this stuff here, which personally, like, I find super distasteful. But yeah, yep, Satanic Temple, you got me. You got a rise out of me. But I know what you're up to. These people are absolutely trolling. It's like that's their mission in life, is to troll Christians. But yeah, when you look at like what they stand for. We have publicly confronted hate groups, fought for abolition of corporal punishment, applied for equal representation when religious installations are placed on public property, provided religious exemptions, against laws that unscientifically restrict women's reproductive autonomy. Yeah, that's like a big thing for them. Exposed, I'm so uncomfortable even talking about this, and I've always kind of wanted to tell you, but I was like, oh, you're just going to think that I support them, which is not the case. Exposed harmful pseudoscientific practitioners in mental health care. Organized clubs, yeah, after school Satan, oh my god, and engage in other advocacy in accordance with our tenets. But why are they doing all this stuff? Because they're big fat trolls. They're secular humanists, and they do all this just to piss off the Christians, and very effectively. But in the end, if you're going to join this and pledge allegiance to the Satanic Temple and align yourself with this, you are aligning yourself with this, whether you believe in it or not. Whether you think there's no such thing as Satan, you're still doing it. You know what they say? The biggest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. So I think It should be taken seriously, but I understand that these people don't believe in God and they don't believe in any of that stuff. But Satan, by any other name, is still Satan. Yeah. Those are the facts. So I thought you might appreciate this information. I just, wow. You can't make this stuff up. For real. So there you have it. Again, thank you for liking the video. Thanks for your support on Patreon. And don't forget to check out the link for Keto Elevate. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.